In this video, we're talking about clock speed. What is it and why it may not be the most important thing to consider within your laptop or desktop computer when you're going to make a purchase. All that's coming at you right now. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Benji Kaiser and you're watching the Don't Tech With Me show, where you're going to get the latest tech news and tech terms demystified. So if that sounds like your kind of place, consider subscribing and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of the future videos. Like I said, right now, we're talking about clock speed. What is it? Clock speed is the rate a processor can complete a processing cycle. So, why are processing cycles important? Processing cycles are how your computer is able to accomplish tasks like open Photoshop, render footage in Premiere Pro, or play music in Spotify. So the obvious thought is that a higher clock speed will give you a faster processor, but clock speed alone does not tell the whole story. The whole story comes in clock cycles to complete an operation. So every task you conduct on your computer takes a certain amount of clock cycles to complete. The less cycles it takes for your processor to complete a task, the faster the processor. So for instance, we have a 2 gigahertz processor and it takes 6 clock cycles to complete the operation. And we have a 3 gigahertz processor and it takes 3 cycles to complete the operation. So that would be a processor that is twice as fast. So the 3 gigahertz processor is twice as fast as the 2 gigahertz processor. But if the 3 gigahertz processor takes 4 to 5 cycles to complete an operation, then it will be less than twice as fast. So it really depends on the architecture. So this is due to the fact that different architectures are seen in different processors, especially as technology develops. For instance, Intel Core versus AMD Ryzen versus AMD Athlon, etc. So we're going to take a look at 2 different processors here. These is an i7 processor versus an i5 processor from separate generations. So the architecture will have developed here in the i5 9600K versus the i7 5930K, which is an older processor. So this processor does have more cores and more threads, but it has slightly lower gigahertz. But remember, that's not the whole story on the clock speed. And this one has 6 cores and 6 threads at 3.7 gigahertz. But because of the architecture of the processor and the developments through the years, this i5 processor, is actually 13% faster than this older i7 processor. So that's why you really have to get in and start doing some own benchmarking and own comparing when you're going to choose a laptop or a desktop computer and the processor that will be associated with it. Because of the development in architecture from one generation to the next, processors are able to conduct more tasks per clock cycle. That is why instructions per cycle, something known as IPC, something not found on manufacturer spec sheets, is just as important as the actual clock speed. With that in mind, fewer clock cycles with more work is better than more clock cycles with less work. Fewer clock cycles means that the CPU requires less power for the processor to run while also producing less heat. So this is like if you're riding on a bicycle and you're starting out in a lower gear and it takes you a certain amount of torque from your legs to get the bicycle moving. But as you get the bicycle moving and you shift gears, your same amount of torque becomes more power and more speed. So that's what we're seeing in the processors. As the architecture develops, you can have the same gigahertz, but you can have a better IPC, instructions per cycle, and better clock cycles can equal more tasks accomplished in a shorter amount of time or in less cycles. So that's really what we're looking at here is clock speed and IPC together. Very important to consider. Here's another comparison of an i7 9700K versus an i5 9600K. And we see that because these processors are the same generation, one has 8 cores, one has 6 cores, this processor is benefiting from a higher core count. So although they get nearly the exact same gigahertz or say clock speed, this processor is only slightly faster because they're the same architecture. So we see this a lot with processors of the same generation, but just higher thread and core counts. What you're going to get between these 2 processors is better multitasking out of the i7. But say you're in Premiere Pro and you're only running Premiere Pro, you're probably going to get the same export time out of this processor as you would this processor. maybe a few seconds faster out of this one, but very close. And that's one thing that confuses a lot of people when choosing a more expensive processor in a same generation and a same SKU, is that they may only get slightly better performance in the program they were hoping, not considering that the higher purchase will actually improve multitasking. Quick example of that. Let's say I'm running Premiere Pro, I'm running After Effects, I'm running Photoshop, and I'm listening to music in Spotify. I'm going to be able to maintain the performance in the i7-97K better than I'll be able to maintain the performance in the 9600K i5 because I have more cores and more threads to handle the multitasking. Like I said, you can watch the video on cores and threads in the YouTube cards above. Another thing to take note is that the current CPUs have more cores and threads than their predecessors, thanks to AMD and their efforts in this area. More cores and threads means that you can accomplish multitasks at the same time without slowing down your computer. So while the following CPUs have the same clock speed, one will be faster at multitasking because of the higher amount of threads. So again, here's the example once more. We have the very similar SKU with an i7 versus an i9, and you're going to see only slightly better speeds because of the multi-core and threaded capabilities of the i9 processor. Sorry to reiterate that again, but I just wanted to point out that this one has multi-threading or hyper-threading, where this one does not, and it only gives you a slight boost in actual performance inside of the singular cores. Okay, so how do you pick the right CPU for your computer? Consider your use cases first and foremost. Are you going to be multitasking? Are you going to be using burdensome programs like Premiere Pro, Blender, or DaVinci Resolve? Or are you simply going to be writing papers, listening to music, and web browsing? So with this in consideration, you don't need a super powerful processor. And I'm going to make a recommendation in the description below of some of these different levels of processors that you could purchase, or the different levels of laptops you could purchase for the unique use case. Cores and threads, multitasking. More cores and more threads will be better for multitasking. Single program heavy lifting, not as important. You don't need as many cores and threads if you're just doing single program work. Most high core and high thread count CPUs are getting great clock speeds. So it's not really something you have to be like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice clock speed for higher core and higher thread counts. We're not really seeing that. As higher core and higher thread counts develop, clock speeds are carrying right on up with them, which is a very good thing because we're getting more performance and better multitasking all at the same time. We thank AMD for that. And lastly, clock speed. Make a processor prove itself worthy of your purchase. Do your research, compare processors head to head, and really understand what you're getting. I love making these videos so you can understand more of what a processor is and why it's important to consider every aspect, but you really need to consider what you're buying for yourself. I can make recommendations, but I love when people fully understand what they're buying, and that's why I put these videos out. So the way you can do that is you can go and check out userbenchmark.com and compare processors head to head. What this does is it takes all the benchmarks that have been put into the system and then delineates them and compares processors head to head. And YouTube reviews, so either watching the computer review or watching a processor review, whatever it might be, that's another great source. If you've enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button. Subscribe for more future content from the Don't Tech With Me show. We're going to get the latest tech news and tech terms demystified specifically for creative professionals. I'm Benji Kaiser, and I'll see you here on the next episode.